610 underscore W23 underscore Ms underscore 42. Any 2 from. Single circulation blood flows through the heart once on one circuit of the body. Ref. To. 1 atrium and 1 ventricle 2 chambers in the heart. No septum in the heart. Only deoxygenated blood, no separation of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood, in the heart. Blood is under less pressure. 2 assume answer is about fish and less mammal stated. A no separate systemic and pulmonary circuits. If answered for mammals. MP1 double circulation blood flows twice. Through the heart in one circuit of the body. A systemic and pulmonary circuits. MP2 2 atria and 2 ventricles 4 chambers. MP3 heart has a septum. MP4 oxygenated and deoxygenated are separated. MP5 blood pressure is higher. 5b any 3 from. 1 prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. 2 blood able to flow at high pressure to the body. 3 efficient fast supply of blood glucose oxygen nutrients. 4 efficient fast removal of waste carbon dioxide urea lactic acid. 5 allows efficient filtration in kidneys for excretion. 6 to allow maintain a high metabolic rate of respiration. 7 lower pressure in pulmonary circuit to lungs. 8 to prevent damage to delicate tissue capillaries in lungs. 9 allows more time for gas exchange. 10 e.g. larger diffusion gradient between capillaries and respiring tissues allows large body size. 5 c I c a d b 5 c e hepatic portal vein 1 5d any 4 from. 1 deamination removal of nitrogen containing part of amino acids. 2 removing excess amino acids from blood regulating concentration of amino acids in blood. 3 forming urea. 4 urea released diffuses into blood to travel to kidney. 5 breakdown respiration oxidation of lactic acid. 6 and 7 4 e.g. breakdown of alcohol hormones. Drugs toxins. 0610 underscore M23 underscore Ms underscore 42. 1 A I B 1 1 A E C 1 1 A E A D E 1 A in any order. 1 A IV separates the left side and the right side of the heart, separates right atria and ventricle from the left atria and ventricle. Keep deoxygenated blood and oxygenated blood separate. 1 A V blood flows through the heart twice in one circuit of the body. There are 2 separate blood circuits, pulmonary circuit and systemic circuit described. 1 B I arterioles. 1 B E any 2 from. Change in pressure caused by contraction of muscles of the heart ventricle. Pressure increases when the heart ventricles contract pumps. Pressure decreases when the heart ventricles relax. Pressure decreases as you move further from the heart. 1 B E any 4 from. Arteries. 1 thick muscular wall to withstand the high blood pressure. 2 wall contains elastic tissue to stretch and recoil. 3 relatively narrow small lumen maintains high blood pressure. Veins. 4 relatively large wide lumen to provide less resistance for blood flow at low pressure. 5 large lumen to carry larger volume of blood. 6 valves to prevent backflow caused by low pressure. 0610 underscore S23 underscore Ms underscore 43. 3 A XDRN on septum 1. 3 B any 2 from. Left ventricle thicker wall B contains more muscular tissue. Left ventricle thicker wall B can contract with more force. Left ventricle thicker wall B pumps blood at higher pressure. Left ventricle thicker wall B pumps blood a longer distance. 2A for each point. A left ventricle thicker wall B pumps to whole body while right ventricle thinner wall C pumps to lungs only. 3 C. The red blood cell moves carried in the flowing blood from the vena cava A into the right atrium. From the right atrium to the right ventricle is the right atrium. Contracts pumps out of the right ventricle into the pulmonary artery is the right ventricle. Contracts semicolon through the lungs pulmonary circulation into the pulmonary veins. From pulmonary vein to the left atrium. From the left atrium to the left ventricle is the left atrium contracts. Out of the left ventricle into the aorta is the left ventricle contracts. Correct atria to correct ventricle through the atrioventricular valve. Atrioventricular valves close to prevent backflow. Correct ventricle to correct artery through the semilunar valve. Semilunar valves close to prevent backflow. 3 D I ECG measuring pulse rate, listening to valves closing. 1A Fitbit fitness tracker smartwatch. A description of taking pulse. 3DE minus 48.9%, 3 megapixels. 1 correct readings from graph of 180 and 92. MP2 correct answer calculated as a negative value to any number of significant figures 92 to 180, 180. MP3 correct rounding to 3 significant figures. ECF from previous step. 3DE any 3 from. To increase blood flow to muscles. To provide more oxygen for aerobic respiration. To provide more glucose for respiration. To provide release, more energy for contraction. To remove excess CO2 produced. To transport remove, lactic acid to liver from muscle. To remove heat from muscles. Ref to maintain constant internal body temperature. 0610W22_Ms_4 extended to 6A I Q heart ventricle cardiac muscle. T renal vein. W vena cava. X pulmonary artery. 6A E V septum separates prevents mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. 6A E blood passes through heart once in a complete circulation of the body, except in one circuit of the body. 6A IV any 3 from. 1 efficient supply of blood oxygen nutrients. 2 body. 2 efficient removal of carbon dioxide urea wastes from body. 3 low pressure in pulmonary artery circuit. 4 to prevents damage to capillaries in the lungs. 5 allows more time for gas exchange. 6 allows high pressure in body. 7 to allow efficient filtration in kidneys for excretion. 8 to allow maintain a high metabolic rate of respiration. MP8A allows a high body temperature, maintains body temperature. MP9 e.g. larger steeper diffusion gradient between capillaries and respiring tissues. OR allows large body size. 6B I coronary arteries. 6B E any 1 from. Drug treatment, aspirin, surgery, stents, angioplasty, heart bypass operation. 6C I alveoli alveolus. 6C E glomeruli glomerulus nephrons. 1A Bowman's capsule cortex. 6C E assimilation, reject absorption. 6C IV deamination. 6C V ovary. 0610W19_Ms_43. 3 assimilation in the liver. Glucose, stored is converted to glycogen in liver. Assimilated into cell tissues to become part of cell. Ref. To respiration for release of energy. 3B. Calcium ion. 4. The formation maintenance of healthy strong bones. 4. The formation maintenance of healthy strong teeth. Iron ions. Found in hemoglobin molecule red blood cell. Transport oxygen. Prevent anemia. 3. C. I. Stress. Smoking. Genetic predisposition. Family history. Age. Sex. Activity level. Any pre-existing medical conditions. Alcohol, drug, medication. Obesity, weight, mass, BMI. 3. C. E. Excess salt is excreted, removed from body in urine. Some salt is reabsorbed in the kidney tubules into the blood. People are not reliable in recording, remembering, measuring how much salt they eat. 3. D. I. Reduce fat cholesterol. Increase fiber roughage. Increase water. 3. D. E. Low equals 16.8 kPa and high equals 17.7 kPa. 5%. 3. D. E. Low salt diets reduce systolic blood pressure risk of CHD. Modified diets group 2 reduced systolic blood pressure risk of CHD. Any description of an interaction between the salt diet and modified diets together affecting the blood pressure risk of CHD. Comparative data quote with units. 6. Ref. To platelets. Fibrinogen is converted to fibrin L. Fibrinogen is soluble, fibrin is insoluble. L-fibrin forms A mesh. L-fibrin traps blood cells. Jm. J is a red blood cell. L is fibrin. M is a white blood cell, lymphocyte, phagocyte. 6b. Prevents blood loss. Prevent named pathogens entering a wound. 6c. I. Observable features of an organism. 1. 6c. E. Codominance. 1. 6c. E. I. AI. A. I. AI. O. 0610_W19_Ms_41. 3. Remove from the body organism cell. Waste, poisons, toxins, harmful substances. Waste products of metabolism, respiration. Named substances in excess. 3b. The outline shape of a kidney, with one tube attached, DRN. Tube labeled ureter, Outer portion of kidney labeled as cortex, medulla labeled inside the kidney. 3. C.I. Ref. To capillaries. Capillaries are one cell thick thin idea of fenestration's pores. Network of capillaries tangled knotted tightly packed tubes. Description of shape e.g. round ball shaped. 3. C.E. Provides blood at high pressure. Provides a large surface area. Ultrafiltration. Ref. To small or soluble molecules water glucose urea salts, are filtered out. Ref. To named large or insoluble molecules blood cells, stay in the glomerulus. 3. D.I. By active transport, from a low to a high concentration through cell membrane. Ref. To proteins pumps channels. Uses energy from respiration. 3. D.E. Human. 575 divided by 320 equals 1.797 or 1.8 mouse. 0.551 divided by 0.31 equals 1.778 or 1.8 g salt per day per gram kidney. Similar or the same, results rates ratios, so hypothesis is supported. 3. D.E. Osmosis, 1. 3. D.I.V. Glucose. 5. A.I. Coronary artery, 1. 5. A.E. Ref. To platelets, fibrinogen converted to fibrin, soluble to insoluble, forms a mesh, traps, red blood cells. 5. A.E. Aspirin, 1. 5. B.I. 98%. 5. B.E. Argument 4. As exercise increased CHD deaths decreased, comparative data quote with units. The same group of people were studied. Regular measurements were taken, large benefit for doing only a small amount of exercise therefore. Easy to do, even if there are some doubts about the benefits no harm will be done. Argument against. Only women in the study, none younger than 35, at the start of the study actual number of deaths per 10,000 is very small even for those that do not exercise. Other risk factors not considered. Named examples of other risk factors. E.g. diet, smoking, alcohol, genetics. Some women may have forgotten not answered correctly about how much exercise they did. Some women may have been successfully treated for CHD not died from the condition. Other variables not considered, e.g. pre-existing conditions. Medication, type of exercise, length of exercise. 5. C. More blood to muscles. To deliver more oxygen, glucose. For muscle contraction. For aerobic respiration. More energy required. Ref. To adrenaline. 0610_S22_Ms_43. 2. A.I. Carbon and oxygen and hydrogen. Nitrogen. 2. A.E. binds to releases transports, oxygen, 1. 2. B. Any 2 from. It is sickle-shaped, not biconcave. Rigid, inflexible, get stuck in block, blood vessels, capillaries. Reference to increased clotting. 2. C. Parental phenotypes, unaffected sickle trait, sickle carrier, unaffected sickle trait, sickle carrier. Parental genotypes HB, A HBS HB, A HBS, gametes HB, A, HBS plus HB, A, HBS. Offspring genotypes HB, ABA HB, AHBS HBA HBS HBS HBS. LL. And probability 0.2525% 1/4. 5 ECF for subsequent rows. 2 DI any 5 from. 1A has almost no low est HBS. Allele frequency, but medium births. 2B has high est births and high est HBS allele frequency. 3C has low est number of births and low medium HBS allele frequency. 4B supports the statement. A does not support the statement. No link between births and allele frequency. 5 data is estimated, not actual. 6 maps have different level of detail. 7 ref. To effect of population density. 2 DE look at DNA base sequence, amino acid sequence. 2 E any 4 from. Mutations are found in the DNA. Asexual reproduction, offspring are genetically identical to clones of the parent, so any existing mutations in parent DNA will be inherited. Sexual reproduction usually involves 2 parents. Mutation will only be in one of the parents. Mutation will only be in some of the gametes. Meiosis does not result in genetically identical cells. 0610_S22_Ms_41. 2 AI left ventricle, 1. 2 A total of 3 from. Vena cava, max. 2 from, has valves, wide, lumen thin wall. Wall lined by single layer of cells. Wall contains muscle fibers. Wall contains elastic fibers. 3. 2. A E semilunar valve. Prevents backflow of blood. Correctly described, ensures that blood flows in one direction. 2. 2b I shading in any part of the pulmonary vein only. 1. 2b E any two from heart has 2 left and right sides. Blood must flow through the heart twice in one complete circuit of the body. Pulmonary and systemic circuits from heart to lungs and from heart to rest of body. 2b E any 4 from 1. Oxygenated and deoxygenated blood are kept separate. Do not mix. Separated by septum. 2. Ensures efficient supply of oxygen to body. 3. Ensures efficient supply of named nutrients to body. 4. Low pressure in pulmonary artery circuit. 5. To prevent damage to capillaries in the lungs. 6. Allows more time for gas exchange. 7. Allows high pressure in body. 8. To ensure efficient blood supply to rest of body. 9. To allow filtration in kidneys for excretion. 10. To allow maintain a high metabolic rate of respiration. 11. 0610_M21_Ms_42. 5. AI 1400000 140,000 times 100. 90%. 2. 5. A E1 decrease in number of cases of measles as the percentage of the population vaccinated against measles increases. 2% of the population vaccinated increases until 1995. And then fluctuates. 3. Measles cases decrease, then remain constant. 4. Ref. To rapid change before 1995 in percentage vaccinated and number of cases. 5. Number of cases remains the same from 2000 to 2005, while percentage vaccinated fluctuates decreases. 6. Correct data quote. 4. 5. A E1 harmless dead attenuated pathogen is given. 2. Antigens are present on pathogens. 3. Antigens trigger an immune response. 4. Lymphocytes memory cells produce antibodies. 5. Ref. To specificity. 6. Memory cells are produced. 7. Antibodies destroy pathogen. 8. Providing long-term immunity recognize pathogen if it returns. Ref. To active immunity. A. W. 5. B. I. Mucus. Hydrochloric stomach, acid. 5. B. E. Ref. To involvement of platelets. Fibrinogen converted to fibrin. Forms a mesh trapping red blood cells. Forms scab. 0610_S19_Ms_43. 4. A 1 loop to lungs pulmonary circulation, and 1 loop to rest of the body systemic circulation. Blood flows through heart twice, for 1 complete circuit to get back to the same point. 4b. Lymphocyte engulf digest kill destroy, bacteria pathogens. Platelet, red blood cell. 4c. Wall of artery thicker than wall of vein. Lumen labeled in both strings. 4d. I. Arrows start in right hand side of heart in correct direction. Arrows point upwards inside pulmonary artery. 4d. E. Statement name of structure letter from Fig. 4.1 chamber that creates the highest blood pressure left ventricle. F. Blood vessel containing blood with the highest concentration of oxygen pulmonary vein. Aorta. Ca. Structure that prevents blood going from ventricle to atrium. Atrioventricular valve. E. Structure that prevents backflow of blood from artery to ventricle. Semilunar valve. K. Chamber that receives blood from vena cava right atrium. J. 4. E. Tissue fluid drains into lymphatic vessels, transports tissue fluid back into the blood circulatory system, contains lymphocytes antibodies in lymph nodes, defense against infection provide active immunity, lacteals, absorbs transports fats fatty acids from small intestine duodenum ileum.